Good afternoon, everyone. This is Patty at Cabin Fever Soaps and Essentials, and today we're going to make soap, and it's a beautiful soap. It is the Moringa clay soap that I make, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the Moringa herb and a fantastic place to be able to purchase it. And guess what, folks? It's in America. You don't have to go through a third party to be able to get the Moringa. It used to be that it would only be in Asia, in India, all over in more of a humid climate. But Moringa is beautiful. It can grow anywhere, and even in an arid climate. It is fast growing. It is a wonderful food source, and that is what I'm going to talk about, and the place to get it. I am making the soap from Moringa that is Wild Harvest in Texas, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, this is made in America, I should say grown in America, and the wonderful company that you can get it from is it's called PURO VIDA 365. So it's PURO VIDA, which means pure vitamins. But anyways, wonderful, wonderful company. Can you see this? And I will put everything on the end of, well, in the discussion box in this video. But anyways, this is the place to get it. Now I'm going to talk about a little bit of the Moringa herb and the benefits thereof, which goes on and on, but I'm only going to do just a few. But the reason why I'm going to talk about taking it inside, ingesting, and what the benefits are is because of this wonderful company. They make the vitamins right there too, so you don't have to go out of the country. And so, why would we take these vitamins? Well, everybody likes boost of energy, and it increases your stamina, your thinking ability, and the reason for that is because of the vitamin B's. But I'm going to go on and talk to you about Moringa. I have a problem with always going on talking and talking, so I'm going to try to make this as fast as I can, and representing this wonderful company and where I finally get to get my Moringa powder for soaping, and also for my vitamins. Okay, 30 years ago, no, just go back 30 years ago, the land and the food source, okay, everything was grown by small farms, organically. That means that there wasn't anything put in it to, for the crops. Irrigation, yes, they had that back then, but they didn't use a lot of pesticides. It started coming after the 30 years. Pesticides of known right now, well, they thought, oh, we'll just keep the bugs and we'll get a better crop yield, which it happens, but they didn't do any research on what it does to our body. And of course, the government and other places, they represent these big companies, these commercial companies now, and so they're not going to say nothing. But it's all these little ones that are out there trying to educate everyone to know what is done. Not only has our cancer rates went up, after those 30 years, all the way up from 1970s, that's when it really started in, but they didn't do any kind of checking in what pesticides does to animals and people. And come to find out, lots and lots of different cancers, just depleting the ground, all this kind of stuff. So they didn't have any of that back then. The farmers were small. They worked their fields. They had the best to provide, and especially for food sources, until started in with the pesticides. If that wasn't bad enough, here comes the big commercial farming companies that had just snuffed out the small farmers, and started gathering up all of the farming communities and areas, and then they're the ones that run the shot. The sad thing about it is they started to go into the laboratory and start making the seeds to be able to produce better. And due to that is, as we know, when we can do a lot of labs on making things and taking things out and adding things in. And so when it came to modifying the seeds, which they thought, oh, we get more food for a little bit, of area, so it's a high producing fields, so it yield more. The sad thing about it is, people don't say anything, is when they start messing around with down to the molecular level of the seeds, you couldn't produce them. You couldn't reproduce them. The old way was that the farmers would grab the seeds on a certain part of their field, and they would gather the seeds and collect them to be able to plant the next year. And they would last for a good 3 years. Usually it was 3 years, and then you'd want fresh seeds, but they germinated very well. With the GMO products now, because of the seeds, you can't do that. You can't take things which we used to be able to go to the supermarket and take mature fruit or vegetables and dry out the seeds and then go replant them. No, not no more. And they're the ones that call the shots, except for these small farmers that said had enough. And then they started getting into the organic part, where there was nothing put on their fields. Everything has a cycle, and the cycle was the norm. You would have, if you had a very mild winter, you would get a little bit more insects, coming in and whatever. But when you start playing with God's creation, you're going to ask for trouble, because now the balance is out, so there isn't a normal. The wonderful thing about this company here is there is nothing in those fields or in the ground that has anything that wasn't natural. So the organic farming is slowly taking effect. Just with the hormones and stuff with them messing around has taken, a toll on our children. And I'm not going to go into that. You could look up all the information on, to me, the sadness of what has happened to our ground, our community in farming. All this stuff has depleted the grounds. So you are not getting the plants, the vegetables, or the fruit of the harvest. The ground has been depleted because of all of the commercial fertilizing and things like that. Before, it used to be that the farmers would go, to a dairy farm and get, the manure, which everything was, great, even feeding the animals way back then, and take it and spread it and start rotating their crops. Well, our ground has been depleted of so many minerals, and you wonder why today, we have so much chronic, diseases that, it just, every year it gets worse and worse. And like, talk about fibromyalgia and all these other just things, and they have been finding out that it's due a lot. Especially regulating pain is due to a lot of the depletion of minerals that were in our ground, and now you have to supplement them. So want to supplement them, you go to the pharmacy and you get these laboratory made vitamins and minerals and things like that, and it's just not the natural. So this is where I'm going on talking about the Moringa. Okay, so here we go. Moringa has been around for a very, very long time. Even the first documentation, written evidence, was back in 1800 BC. And that was just the written part. People have used the Moringa for all different kinds of stuff. The biggest thing now I am going to talk about is what it is loaded with. Okay. You don't find too many vegetables or fruit that carry a lot of protein. You usually get your majority of your protein from animal, you know. But Moringa has 45% of in here of the biggest thing that helps build your body into a well-maintained area is the protein. When you have a high percentage of protein, what happens is you have all the amino acids working, which makes the amino acids will build. Take it from the protein part, and then it starts building. It starts building 45% protein, and this has all of the essential amino acids, which is life's building block. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, and that's to all cells. Without protein, you know, pretty soon life is going to cease in a person or an animal. It's just you have to have those amino acids in it, and Moringa has it has the 9 essential amino acids. There's more, but I'm not going to go through that. Save that part for everyone else. Used for medicinal purposes. You talk about everything that it goes through. It has all different kinds of things that will sustain life, and the vitamin B complex just in Moringa is a high percentage. There's 24 vitamins and minerals just in the Moringa, and that is why I say that if it was the only thing on the earth to be able to eat and to sustain life, and that means animals and humans, would be the Moringa. The vitamin Bs are the only vitamins that will travel through the blood, and go through the brain barrier. There's not very many things that could go through back and forth into the brain. And that right there helps with the hormones that the brain is producing to regulate everything from nerves, you name it. It happens there, and the vitamin B is very, very important for that, especially alleviating stress and being able to calm. Without the vitamin Bs, it's not going to be good. Now, vitamin Bs are water soluble, so this is why I am saying about the vitamins in here. You want to get it. Vitamin Bs are water soluble, so when I put it into making my soap, it's going to go through the saponification, which will heat up, and it will destroy not everything that's water soluble, but a lot. Now we get to the oil solubles. It's going to stay. It's got that staying power, and Moringa has it in there. It has 2 times source of vitamin A than carrots. A little serving of carrots. As far as potassium, which you need just a little bit to help regulate your heart and all different kinds of stuff. And I've talked about that before, so I'm not going to get into it. But it's 4 times the potassium than a servings of banana. 4 times the fiber than oats. And we're talking the servings. 9 times the iron. So if you're iron deficiency, and usually iron and potassium go together. Potassium helps regulate, the iron. And you know about eating spinach. Well, it's 9 times more iron in this than spinach. We talked about the protein. Okay, it has 24 different vitamins and minerals. The calcium is 14 times more than a serving of milk. Let me see what else. I'm trying to hurry. Okay. Now it comes down to the minerals, and I've talked about this before. The calcium, the iron, zinc, potassium, magnesium, etc. It helps alleviate pain. And if the ground has been depleted of it, then you're going to start running into a lot of autoimmune, disorders and a lot of painful conditions. And that, when I make the soap, you're going to do it as transdermal. Or if I took it and I made this into a salve or a balm or something that is to stay in, like lotion or something like that, the effect of it getting into your system is going to be through transdermal. And the wonderful thing about it is you can't overdose on it. Your body just has a system when it goes in transdermal. When you've had enough, the body just shuts it off, so it's not going to go any further. When you ingest, some things, you can really get an overdose. The one thing about the Moringa, it is safe for even children. They've done studies, and it's just, a good food source for everything. It softens skin, it moisturizes the skin, it aids in healing wounds, so it's good to add into, skin care products. It's gentle for everyone. So you just can't go wrong with, having Moringa to take vitamins every day because of the depletions of everything that we have messed up. And also doing it transdermal, getting it on your skin, and some things soaking in there. I also put aloe vera in here, and you know about aloe vera. And it is also an organic thing that I'm putting in the soap. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just really going on. Nice thing is, using the Moringa clay is it's a natural antibacterial soap. And it helps with inflammation. Now, the 2 clays that I'm putting in here are rich in minerals. Is the Dead Sea clay. I'm putting that in there. It helps to draw out toxins, but it also helps to remove the dead skin cells. So then, nutrition, especially nutrients that are in Moringa and aloe vera, and then what type of oils I use. The Moringa clay is the most moisturizing clay, so that's good. I'm also putting shea butter in here, organic. All this is going to be organic because it's going to you, Jonathan, down there in San Antonio, Texas. Anyways, it has zinc in it, so and that's natural in the Moringa clay, and we know zinc helps heal skin problems. Sunflower oil that I'm putting in, organic, is the big old packing vitamin E, and we also know what vitamin E does for our skin. So I think I tried to hurry up and cover as much as I can about this wonderful herb, and I am going to get geared up and we're going to get started on this. Okay, so I will bring you back. if I can get it off. Okay, I am getting my gloves on. Getting my eyeballs on, the most important thing. You can rinse off your hands, but if you get it in your eyeball, that's it. It is automatically, you lose your sight. So, I should have just get this stuff going. Okay, in my sink, I am making two soaps. One is going to have essential oils in it, lemongrass and lavender essential oils. The next one that I make is going to be unscented. So these are the type of molds I'm going to be making. One scented with essential oils and one unscented. And so Jonathan can decide which one that he likes the best. And I'm sure he'll have a YouTube video on that later. Oops, I put that in there. So I'm going to bring over my oils. I think you can see it. Terrible about this. Okay. This right here is my liquid oils. And now I'm going to pour in my butters and things that I had to get going. And I'm going to stick blend this. I'm not going to add my clays yet, but I have the aloe vera powder is in the lye solution because it needed to be in the water. So, I'm not worried about that right yet. And I'm going to stick blend, make sure I got everything finished on that. Kind of being scattered brain as usual. Everyone knows how that goes. Alright, so I'm going to stick to blend this. Get this up. Alright. I want to get those big chunks. Everything. Okay. This is my lye solution with the aloe vera in it. And let me see if I can get this. I hope you can see it better. I'm trying to. I don't know if you can see the color. It's the aloe vera powder that I put in there. Alright, get this put up. I'm just going to bring this up to emulsification, then I'm going to split it off. Alright. This bucket right here that I put this in. Put that right there for right now. And I have my Moroccan clay is in here. And then this is my Dead Sea clay. I'm going to pour a little bit off in here because I only need just a little bit for the colorants. And you know what, maybe. I think what I'm going to do change this out because I want pour about half. Yeah. And I eyeball everything. Doesn't matter. It's all going in there. Okay. So I am going to pour a little bit of the raw soap in here and stir that up. This is my Moroccan clay. I'm going to do this in one part, one half. And then this one I'm going to put a little bit of both of that in there because it is, after all, we're making Moringa clay soap. So we want a little bit of that in there too, in both sides. This one will go in here. Get my spatula. Put all that goodie in there. I sure hope I didn't make a mess trying to explain. It seemed like I was just on high mode of trying to not talk so much, but get you some information on the moringa herb. I hope I didn't slaughter it. All right. I think I got a bad habit of saying, all right. Okay. Put this over to here. And then this one you can't see through. But now I'm going to put the clay in this one. So, Betsy clay. Should be a nice green with the moringa in the side and the Dead Sea clay. It's more of a green. Get all that off in there. Let's see if I can pour just a little bit more in there to get all that clay in there. I want to get all of it. And I'm making a mess, huh? Bleach water. Alrighty. Get that mixed up. Very nice. I wish I would have made this one so that you could see through it. I'll give it a little bit of buzz, but yeah, it's kind of like in the dark green. Okay, now I'm going to get this side is going to be the lemongrass essential oils. Get them in there. And then the other side is going to get the lavender. Alright, I don't know how many minutes I got on here, but I had to delete some, so I'm glad this is well behaving. Okay, I'm getting ready to stick blend it. This has the lavender essential oil in it, and this one has the lemongrass. Get this stuff out of the way. Now, I get this over here so I can pour it. I get it stick blended. And hopefully I got enough time on my hands for this. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do this one. Just a little bit more. Okay, folks, we're ready to pour. Some good old soap there. So you can see the pour at least. You can't see through it. But we're going to start it off. Get all those goodies down there. And we'll make a little swirl out of it. And I'm going to have a little bit left over so I can put it in a mold for me and my family. I always try to test batch every batch. So that'll be enough for that one. It's nice and fluid. And, oops, get my trusty dusty. This is what I use for swirling. And then I go that way. And that's all there is to it. Okay, I'll bring you back for the next one. All right. I got the next one getting ready to go. This is the unscented Moringa clay. So I am going to get my lye solution. Has aloe vera in it, just like the other one. And we are going to pour it in. I don't know how you could go wrong with aloe vera leaf and the moringa. I think those two together just complement each other when it put it in the soap. Give that a good stir. Right there. And let's stick blend it. bringing it up to emulsification, not up to trace yet. Stick that over there. Alright, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that today. Okay, we're going to pour off half. Yeah, just a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to put some Moringa leaf powder in there. And some in there. Let's get it hydrated a little bit. And I'll get the clays in there. Oh, good morning everyone. This is Patty. Anyways, today we're going to cut the Moringa clay soap. I ran out of space on my tablet, so I didn't get to show the rest of the making of the soap, just putting it in the mold. I should say the unscented one, which is this right here. This is what it looks like on the top, on the back of my loaf. So I'm going to try to get this done before I run out of space. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit down for a couple hours, but I want to get this out and get it cut and show you what it looks like. Nice hard bar. Those are my end pieces. And I like to go right in the middle. Get this all cleaned up after they age, and they will be ready in 3 to 4 weeks. That's the Moringa clay soap using nothing but organic ingredients. This is the unscented one. And if you have any questions, just send me an email or leave a comment after this video. So, that is the unscented one. Put these over here. And see if I can hurry up and get the one with the lemongrass and lavender. And of course that is essential oils. Alright, here's the top. And here's the sides. Got a little bit of soda ash on there. Just have to wash it off after it is finished aging. And these are both the same recipe. Just one is scented and one's unscented. My end pieces. Get this right out of the middle. Of course, I get cleaned up. There you go. And every one of them is going to look different with the different swirls and stuff. It looks like I got some cleaning up. Those lines are from my cutter, and it just gets off. I just have to smooth it out. And there you have it, folks. This is one of the most awesomest soap to use, is the Moringa clay. And the nice thing about it is all organic ingredients. I will leave the link below to where Jonathan is down in San Antonio. And I hope you enjoyed the video. till the next one. I think the next one I'm going to make is Moringa soap, and I'm not going to put the clay in it. I'll probably put some, lots of butters in it. So until then, bye-bye. Have a blessed day and stay out of trouble. See you later. If I can get this off.